the March core update plus the March spam update. I think the spam update's 2 weeks and the core update's 1 month. So over the course of March, there's going to be a lot of turbulent times. I'm going to go over a few things what Google have said and a few key points and basically notes to take away to kind of weather the storm and to watch out for in the future. So here's their announcement, what they did on Twitter, and these are the things that they're targeting. So the expired domain, site reputation abuse, and scaled content abuse, which I will go over in a second. So I'll link this in the description. So it's basically trying to tackle spammy and low quality content on search. And it notes a few things here, but we scroll down, it says scaled content abuse, site reputation abuse, and expired domain abuse. So we all know what expired domains are, but I'm going to go over a few things later on. Site reputation abuse is basically Parasite SEO. You can basically read through this. It's basically what Jacky's been doing, where you use the reputation, the authority of a website, post articles to make it rank, and you're using that to basically rank the articles and make money when it's not related to that website. So it's been around for years, like everyone does this, but it's now baked into the algorithm. And scaled content abuse, which is basically trying to target Parasite SEO and not Parasite SEO, sorry. Scaled content abuse is trying to target programmatic SEO and basically loads of AI content. So you've got to be careful now with your publishing frequency, I would say. Cool, so some people being hit. So I did mention Jacky before. So Jacky's been hit. So let's just go through Jacky first. But Jacky, we've got Charles mentioned Julian Goldie, WP Eagle mentioned site being hit as well. But I want to touch on Jacky's site because he's had some really interesting ways to make money in partnerships. So what he's been doing is partnershiping with big e-com brands, basically producing a blog on the website and using that blog to rank like Amazon content, extra content. And it's been doing really well because authority wins at the end of the day. Links matter. If it's a big website, he can rank for anything. And basically, he's been using that method and ranking, making a lot of money. So his main e-commerce site is firing away. So that's been absolutely hit. It's been collapsed. It's been taken down. Manual penalty. When you do look at the content, Jacky said it himself, but if you do look at the content of some of the articles on the blog, they're absolutely shocking. They're really, really bad. So it does deserve to get hit, to be honest with you. But what's happened is Google have gone through and checked his Google Search Console and hit all these other sites as well. So all the other sites, he did mention that no AI content and they're not at the same level as what that site was. So they've all been hit. So that's kind of raises ethical concerns. Can Google, if they know you're doing something wrong in one Search Console or one Google Analytics, they'll go through, check your other accounts and just basically ban them as well. So it's a bit of a risky thing. You definitely need to do more of the black hat method and basically keep everything, the footprint small, keeping separate IPs, separate Google Search Consoles. It's one of those where you can learn your lesson. Google doesn't really fuck about. If it thinks you're doing something wrong, it'll just hammer you completely, and hopefully you stop doing it and promote doing it, and then that way it kind of helps the ecosystem. That's why they target these big influencers. So Goldie as well. Goldie's a very interesting one. So he does really well for AI SEO, like Charles mentioned there. He's no longer ranking for it. Let me check his website now. So so this is the Far and Away site. This is Jacky's blog. He's publicly revealed this, so I don't mind sharing it in this video. I checked it up on SEMrush as well. Nothing's really changed in SEMrush, so obviously it would take a bit of time. But it's a proper ecom site. He said it was just the blog content which been smashed. The ecom site's fine. But let's look at Julian Goldie. So you type in Julian Goldie and you get his Twitter handle, and he's got a knowledge panel here. And just as a little side note, if you ever want a knowledge panel, check out what everyone else is doing to get a knowledge panel. So obviously he's featuring YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. He's got all these accounts and he's got all these appearing in the search as well. But what he's also got is Udemy here. He's got a Udemy course, and this is what is appearing in the knowledge panel. So to help you get one, I would definitely recommend, if you want to do the same thing, is to do a Udemy course and get set up on that as well. Cool, so let's just scroll down. So Julian Goldie's got his Twitter, YouTube, Insta, LinkedIn, Udemy again there, YouTube there. And he's got all his photos there, Upwork, Facebook. So he's got all the regular stuff, people talking about him as well. Medium, but what you'd probably, he's also got his books, which is a very good method for EAT as well. Get some books on Amazon to link to you. But what you probably noticed here, there's no, like, he's not got his website. So basically Google gave him a manual penalty, I believe, and taken down his website. It's no longer ranking for his name and for like other topics. If you do a site search, it's still here in the search, so it is there, but obviously they've basically taken it down, so it's not appearing, so it's not indexed. Basically, you can't see any of his articles. Yeah, so they've taken that down. I think they took down one of his case study websites. Obviously, he has hundreds of websites, and he keeps them private, which is the smart thing to do. Doing anything publicly basically gets you in Google's eyes, and they basically just give you a manual penalty to basically promote that that you're going to get hit and you can't do this method, and it stops people doing it. So that's why they target those sort of people. My website's, obviously I'm a lot smaller on the online space, but this observation hobbies, I did like 570 posts all in one go. It's a month old now, so it's not too bad for like a brand new month old site. I've not really done too much to it other than like directory links and that IFTT, but I've not really been posting any more content. So expired domains, this is quite a fun one. So AI.com, it used to be owned by ChatGPT in February 2023, and then it redirected to XAI in August 2023, and now Google Gemini has it in February 2024. So AI.com, that domain's been passed around all the time. It happens in the industry, like if you acquire a different business, you're going to redirect it to yours, or if you want a domain name, you change your domain name, brand name, or anything like that. So redirects expired domains, it's a natural process, so it's quite hard for Google to police because you don't want to be targeting legitimate sites, people not trying to abuse the system. So there's a few ways what happens, like you can use expired domains to your advantage. So you got like 301 redirects to the homepage, 301 redirects to internal pages, and you can also redirect if you got an e-com site to category pages. That's really good. Expired domains for like AI content, and by what I mean for that is basically buying an expired domain and then flooding it, scaling it with loads of content. So you just buy a domain, chuck like 1,000 articles on it, and basically using the authority of that website to rank all those articles. So that's what I think Google is mainly going to be targeting. It's quite easy for those to see, like if it basically an expired domain becomes live and then they get loads of articles on the website. So I think those are going to be two factors which are going to be like baked into the algorithm now, what Google's going to be looking for. Everything else I think you get away with, because like the 301 redirects to like home pages and to like internal pages and everything like that, that's just natural. Just take like AI.com's been passed around now, even Google owns it. So I think expired domains are still going to work. It's a very powerful strategy that just can't be used like there was before. So it's going to be interesting to see the different use cases like now. Well, I would say in April when it's fully settled down. So see in April to see like what's still working, what's still not working. But I'd say in general for most cases it's going to be fine. Cool. So Parasite SEO. So Parasite SEO, you've got like a few free ways, like you've got your LinkedIn, Reddit, Quora, and paid ways. There's loads of different paid ways, but I'm not going to reveal them all here or put the list out online. But Outlook India, everyone knows about Outlook India, so we'll just check that one out today. So I've already got Outlook India up. So Outlook India, this is like when it got hit last time, so it's still got traffic. It's obviously still keeps dipping and keeps going down. This is pretty much when LinkedIn and Reddit took over, but Outlook India pretty much got hammered. It's not the golden goose is basically what it used to be. I got pretty pissed off with Outlook India and I've stopped using them a lot now because basically what I could update old posts for like $40, and I had like a group of posts which I would always update, and it did really well. And you needed to update it because it was like very specific. But the thing is, when Outlook India got hit and no one started using Outlook India as much, they're not making as much money. They put the prices from updating content from $40 to I think like $300 or $400. So it costs the same price as a brand new post. So it kind of made it pointless to like update the content. It was a stupid move like on their part. It's like it pissed me off. Like I've stopped using Outlook India now because of that. Because there's plenty of other parasites you can use, and like certain parasites rank really well in different categories. So you just want to check that out. But yeah, I stopped using them just because of the whole updating content thing. It was a bit of a shitty move. They just basically wanted as much money as they can because they started losing a hell of a lot of money. But that's interesting. It still definitely works. So LinkedIn, according to this, is still fine. Let me see if there's a dip. So we go last month's fine, last 6 months fine. Sometimes it takes a bit of time, and obviously we got the March update, so it'll be interesting to see. But as you can see, like at the all-time, like it's just shot up 2023 around that mark. It's just gone skyrocketed. So here's Reddit, and as you can see again, like around the 2023 mark, it's just absolutely skyrocketed up. Let me check the last 6 months, still going up, and last month's going up. So Reddit LinkedIn still really does work. You definitely want to be using it. If you're not doing it already, you need to get on it and start doing basically doing Parasite SEO with those platforms. They're free. There's really no excuses to be posting on there. With Quora's pretty much the same. Like it had a big growth. I think Quora, we're going to see a big hit with those guys because it's not been as like linear of a growth scale. It has had the dips, and I think it is dipping down a bit there. As you see, it's going down from like the top, just down a little bit. But Quora, in my opinion, is pretty crap. I'm not a big fan of the platform, and you can't actually do Parasite as much on it. But the platform itself, it's like they've got their own AI generator, and it doesn't really give you the answer. Like it hides it with ads, and like it's very confusing. For me, I'm not a big fan of it. But if it's working, you can make money, you can get stuff ranked online, use it, and it's definitely good to at least have one profile for your like main sites and have a few posts on there because that's EAT, and it's you're basically getting your brand and name out there. So it's definitely worth doing, but I'm not a big fan of it. And next, so this is the low value content and programmatic SEO. So basically, like I touched on before with the expired domains, it's Google's trying to target the multiple pages scaled content. They don't want spammy content like multiple spam content, just targeting loads of keywords. So from my opinion, like the people also asked sort of questions and queries are kind of dead. I don't really like adding FAQs on my posts anymore because I think it's too much, you know, like every AI tool, everyone does the FAQs at the bottom. I don't think they really add any value anymore. And what else do I want to touch on? So like low value content as well, in my opinion, is lack of rich media and formatting. I think they're the two things that really separate out. So rich media is basically the pictures, like video, tables, and formatting is basically bullet points, spacing. Like you don't want big chunks of text, you want it spaced out, you want bullet points, you want like quote boxes to like bring a bit of color and a bit of like uniqueness to it. That's my opinion what low value content is. With like the intros as well, you want to spend like 80-20 principle. Like intros is the main part, like to get people scrolling, to get people like past. You want to like hook people in, so like spending a bit of extra time on the intros like goes a long way compared to like updating like mid to the bottom of the article and spending all that time there. Spend all the time on the intro, update the first product if it's a review, and update the outro. You want to spend the most time on like the conclusion, the intro, and the product. And with programmatic SEO, like it still works. I have a programmatic site, it's not been hit, it's been fine. It makes really good money. They do work. But I think you've got to be a lot more careful going in the future. Like you can't just be blasting out thousands of articles. I think there's going to be like a content velocity algorithm now. I think there already was one, but like I think it's going to be more baked in. Like it'll be able to tell when there's spikes of like loads of content, and then it'll judge it for like a review or just not rank it basically. But with the programmatic content, what I would say to do, like, do you really need it? Are you going to get a lot of traffic from a lot of the keywords? Are they leading to a sale? Like a lot of the programmatic content's just there. It's just for the sake of it, just to get traffic, just to get like a small bit of traffic, but it doesn't like make you any money. For me, I'm more on the affiliate conversion side anyway. I've actually got a really good technique the way I do it. I'm going to be revealing it soon in the next couple of weeks. Me and Jamie are going to start a community. I'm going to reveal my programmatic SEO site plus my strategy for like making money affiliate way, like not info way. But programmatic does work. For me, like if you want to rank really easy keywords in like loads of different geos or whatever the location or whatever the programmatic style is, for me it's best to do basically build an expired domain which might not work anymore, or just get a new domain, pump all that programmatic content on that. See if it actually ranks on that. It should rank if it's really easy. If it ranks, you'll be able to tell if it's getting traffic or not. Then if it's getting traffic, canonical it to your main site, or put it on your main site, canonical it across, and then delete it off that site later on. So that's the best way to do it, to keep your main domain safe, in my opinion. If it's easy to rank keywords, like, why not do it on a different domain? You don't want to tank your main site. Obviously, it depends which structure you're doing, but that's how I would do it. And that's pretty much it for the update and my thoughts on it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.